When we talk about the national media jabroni haircuts, generally they have this malaise about the Vikings. Like, there isn't malice, it's just like apathy, and it's whatever. You can understand why some of them overlook the Vikings, but NFL.com fantasy football analyst and NFL in general analyst Adam Rank is a crooked Chicago Bears fan. Right. So we know Rank. He's funny. He's hilarious. Him and James Coe are two of my favorite fantasy football guys out there. And Rank, he's an unabashed homer. Right. So he will predict the Bears to go 13-3 2 years ago. Not so much. Yeah, not so much. He'll poo-poo on the Vikings, and also he'll poo-poo on the Packers especially. So to a degree, it's like the Predator meme. It's like me, Adam Rank, F the Packers. That's right. But his predictions, his previews for the Vikings generally are pretty, just a little bit slanted, just a little bit biased. It's like when we previewed the Bears or the Packers. But hey, we make no bones about it. But he took a look at the 2022 Vikings. Kevin O'Connell get more out of Kirk Cousins because, of course, it always comes back to Kirky boy. That's right. So they recap last year, 2022 VIPs, Kevin O'Connell, new offense, all that stuff, blah, blah, blah. And quarterback Kirk Cousins. Cousins is the Michelob Ultra of NFL quarterbacks. Not the worst choice you can make, but I have other options. It's probably not going to be getting in my top 10, which is kind of fair. Blah, 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 blah. There is hope. The hope here is O'Connell can have the same impact on Cousins that Sean McVay had on Matthew Stafford in Los Angeles. And again, they are familiar with each other. O'Connell accepted the job already knowing Cousins' strengths. That should be taken as a positive. And his 2022 MVP, yes, Justin Jefferson. Yes, MVP, Triple Crown, Super Bowl MVP. Woo! Gotta love it, man. Gotta love it. Because you gotta think, the fact that Jefferson has had 3K yards receiving in his first 2 seasons in a run, pass, punt, run, pass, punt, run, pass, punt offense is just amazing and astounding. And if Kevin O'Connell can get this offense right, if Chris Cooper can get the offensive line right, if Kirk Cousins can be that dude, obviously it's going to matriculate down to Justin Jefferson as well. New face to know, Zadarius Smith, yada yada, da 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 da. 2022 breakout star, Irv Smith. Woo, woo. I know the fantasy football enthusiast in me leaks out at times, but I really love the talent of Irv and wide receiver KJ Osborne too. Obviously, it's going to be tough for Smith considering he missed all last season with a knee injury, but the Vikings seem to be very optimistic about him, and Cousins ranks 4th among NFL quarterbacks in tight end targets since 2016 per Next Gen Stats. And I do think that Irv in the Kevin O'Connell offense can have a Tyler Higbee type season, maybe even better, because I think physically Irv Smith is a better player, and now he has that full opportunity. And yes, he should have broken out last year but he missed with that meniscus injury, but that did allow Gronklin to have his bust out season and get paid by the Jets. But I think throughout Irv's career, he's been sharing time with Rudy, he's been sharing time with Gronklin, and now he's tight end 1. He is it. He's it. So he has opportunity right now to be that target in the middle of the field as everyone is watching out for Thielen and Jefferson as well as KJ and also Dalvin coming out of the backfield, man. And Irv has a chance to be the middle of the field guy as well as in the red zone. And come on. In a contract year as well. So a little bit of extra motivation. See, key dates, Packers, Cardinals, Bears. It might just be my imagination, but it feels like this is how these two teams end every regular season. Well, just 6 out of the last 7 years. Yes. Yeah, that's fair. Every single season, doesn't matter whether it's 17 games or 16 games, end with the Bears. Stupid Bears, right? But the Packers, enjoy making your NFL debut against the Packers. The good news is you get the Lions at home week 3. I'm actually okay. Like, hey, I want the Packers as early as possible. And guess what? Just because we have to travel to Lambeau later in the season, the Packers already be tanking by then. The Vikings already have the division locked up. Same thing with that Bears game. Who cares about playing week 18 at Soldier Field? Honestly, who cares? Are they going to have Fields benched by then? It's possible. Just to keep him safe. Will the Vikings be able to thrive under new GM Kwesi Adofo-Mensah? Because that offensive line is poopy. It's very poopy. Blah, blah, blah. So he talks about Kwesi. He talks about the defense. And then the storyline that he talks about, again, it comes back to fantasy football. One storyline people shouldn't overthink, Dalvin Cook's health. I deal in the fantasy football space a lot, and it seems like a lot of people in the arena see the running back as injury prone. It's the fact that he's never started more than 14 games in any of his 5 pro seasons, but it's also a fact, blah, 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 a lot of good stats. Also, this is interesting, and he's the only player with more than 1,100 rushing yards in each of his last last 3 seasons, so maybe we shouldn't worry about his health status that much. Because yes, Dalvin has never played a full season in the NFL, but also he hasn't missed. Beyond his ACL in his rookie year, he hasn't missed an entire season. Unlike McCaffrey recently, unlike Derrick Henry recently, or at least the bulk of a full season. So even though it sort of is what it is, you have to take the good and the bad. You have to know that Dalvin's going to miss a couple of games every season, and you accept that because he's extremely productive and he still gets it done when he's on the field. Something that you shouldn't overlook: the promising finish to Christian Darrisaw's rookie year, selected 23rd overall in 2021, despite coming off a groin injury. Darrisaw had a second surgery, and when he did finally make his debut, it wasn't great with the left tackle's PFF grade falling, blah, blah, blah. The good news is he played really well down the stretch, with his PFF grade topping 70 in all but one of his final 6 games. The hope is he can become the anchor for that line for years to come. Yes. Full off season for Darrisaw. Him and Brian O'Neill will be bookends going forward, and if they can just fix that gelatinous interior offensive line, it's going to be right. It's going to be good to go, ready to rock and roll. For 2022 to be a success, the Vikings must make it to the Super Bowl. JK, sort of. As a rookie head coach, O'Connell presumably just needs to show he's got this team, which hasn't posted a winning season since 2019. Rude, right on the right track in year 1. That said, the Vikings have been a perennial sleeper in the NFC in recent years, and they appear to be taking on that role again, with Schrager even mentioning Minnesota as a team to watch when I was on Good Morning Football. Pete Schrager, longtime Vikings proponent, one of the good national media drone haircuts. There are some good pieces on the squad. Jefferson is the best receiver in the world. Woo! That's right. And I like rookie Andrew Booth Jr. a lot. The Super Bowl is obviously an aggressive benchmark, very aggressive. But scanning the landscape on the NFC, it's clear there's going to be some rando group that takes the 7th playoff spot. The Eagles did it last year. Why not the Vikings this year? Oh, he's got to get that backhanded compliment is if everything goes well for the Vikings, maybe they can be the wild card. Please, child, please. Again, the Packers, you lost Devontae Adams, and you're trying to replace him with Alan Lazard and a couple of rookies. Good luck with that. Good luck with that, baby. The Bears might be the worst team in the league. I understand he's venting his frustration. The Lions may be greatly improved, but they're not ready for prime time. So the Vikings will win the division. The NFC, compared to the AFC, not so much. So the Vikings, at minimum, will end up with the top 3 seed, maybe even top 2, maybe even top 1. And guess what? Oh, Glendale goes through historic U.S. Bank Stadium. Yeah. All that home field advantage, all the Vikings fans, all the pent-up frustration, the ghosts of 98, the ghosts of 09, the ghosts of 2017. Exorcise the demons, right. And just getting in the Super Bowl ain't enough, man. It ain't enough. Whether the Vikings are playing the Chargers in the Super Bowl or the Bills or whoever, they're going to get dumb. And they're going to hoist that Jerome Barty one time. But I do want to see Vikings-Bills. Because not only, they play in the regular season too, but whatever. But not only would it be 0 for 4, 0 for 4, someone's got to win, but you got the Stephon Diggs, Justin Jefferson storyline. You have the Dalvin and James Cook storyline that they'll beat for 2 weeks. And yeah, it would be just fun, man. But that's it. Adam Rank, noted crooked Chicago Bears apologist, previews the 2022 Vikings. Overall, I think he was relatively fair. I think that he understands that this team has too much talent to just write off, but you can also tell it's it burns him. It pains him. It's like when he has to say nice things about the Packers. It's what it is. Let us know your thoughts in the comment section below. Subscribe for daily Vikings takes and support the work. Put a little something in the Venmo, but until next time, Skull Production Value.